I want to talk really quick about something that might help a lot of you guys answer a question that I get quite often. Um, your donkey training's going well. Your donkey is doing things that you love. He's enjoying. Everything's going great. And then all of a sudden, one day, your donkey decides, I'm not doing it. No, and he's completely, in our way of thinking, completely irrational about why he is telling us, no, I'm not going to do this. And if you know he's not in pain, your signal is clear because it's the same signal you've gave, time and time and time again before. And he always said, okay. Then you've got to look around and ask yourself, what's going on here? Recently, I was taking Flash on a walk. Flash got completely upset and refused to jump over a ditch. I was like, what is going on with Flash? Okay. And why is he refusing this jump? And not just refusing it, he was like telling me not just no, but hell no, I'm not taking this jump. So I looked at what's going on here. And there were several things going on. And it's called trigger stacking, what we had going on. Sometimes a donkey's threshold is very low. It can be one trigger, one thing that upsets them, and then they refuse to do anything. But in this case, it was a lot of things. First, there was a strange dog barking somewhere. Flash is very suspicious and a little bit canine aggressive. He was a cattle guard for, most of his life. So he is very suspicious of dogs. So that was upsetting. But that was fine. We continued on with our walk. And then he heard the neighbor banging on some fence posts. Our neighbor's putting up some new fencing. That was very upsetting. And I saw his ears go like really, really straight up. And he was really alert. And I could tell I was not the focus of his attention anymore. But we continued on and he was okay. Even though there's a little dog barking. And this guy's randomly walking around and banging on fence posts. Well, then, what really sent him over the edge, and he refused to do anything for a little while, was a garbage truck coming up the driveway. Big, loud garbage truck. And right then and there was just about the moment I was going to ask him to go over this big ditch that they jump over. So he was, he flat refused. He was kicking out. He was telling me, like I said, not just no, but hell no. I didn't get mad at Flash. I knew that stuff was going on. We had 3 things going on that Flash did not like. And was unfamiliar and set him on guard because you got to remember, the donkey's very self-preserving. They worry about predators and about getting hurt and about things that they don't know or understand. You need to take that into consideration if your donkey is telling you, if your donkey has been doing something, and then all of a sudden your donkey says, no, I'm not doing it today. And you know it's not pain, and you know it's not your communication. You need to look around like, okay, is there something else here in this environment that my donkey is not used to and could be upset about? Now, I fully expect the next time I take Flash for a walk, if he hears a little dog barking in the background, he'll be okay. He'll probably be okay to the guy working on the fence because, we walked over closer to the guy and just kind of treated him, rewarded him for walking by there and checking it out and being brave. So I fully expect him not to be upset the next time he hears these things. The garbage truck is a big deal though because it's super loud. So I don't know, that may take several times before he's okay with the garbage truck. It's called trigger stacking, and sometimes a donkey has, like I said, a low threshold, and it may only be one trigger that sets them off. And then some donkeys, like my Jasper, there can be several things going on, and he'll still agree to do a lot of stuff. It has to be something pretty major for Jasper to say, I'm not doing anything, and if you make me do it, I might run away. It has to be something major, like a train or something's coming. He bolted on me one time because the train was coming, but I knew he was going to, so I was ready for it. Trains are pretty scary and they're loud. And he had never seen one, so I was ready. He did the donkey bolt for, 10 paces, and he turned around to check out what scared him and waited on me. Typical donkey reaction. They're very self-preserving, but they also want to see, well, what really scared me? If you're having any issues where your donkey was doing great, training was going good, and then all of a sudden your donkey refuses, and you rule out those two things I talked about, really, really think about your environment and what's going on, because it could just be layers of different things stacked on top of layers of other things that has made him decide that, no, I need a moment to figure out what's going on, to make sure I'm safe, to make sure this is okay. And we need to be, as caregivers and as people who understand the donkey, not force them into doing something that they are clearly scared about. Because if you force them to do it, for one thing, donkeys are way stronger than us. But if you force them to do it, that's just going to put it in their mind that, you're not any fun. It's one thing to say, no, come on, try. When they tell you no more than once, you need to stop and think about what else could be going on. Really, what else could be going on here? We need to respect that the donkey is very self-preserving, and he is very aware of his surroundings, and he wants to make sure he's safe, and we need to respect that. I hope it gives you a better understanding of what could be going on with your donkey. Ways you can approach the problem and work it out with your donkey and get him more confident and more okay with the situation, and prepare him for the next time that something might happen. So eventually, we want our donkeys to trust us so much that they look to us and go, is this okay? And that's hard for a donkey because they're very independent, and it's like they trust us, but trusting us to be, to avoid predators or whatever, something scary, that's hard for them to do, and it can take years. So do not get discouraged. Just respect and love the self-preserving animal your donkey is, and be happy about it. Sometimes we have to say no, you have to try, and sometimes we have to say, what's going on here, and let's figure this out and work through it. Hope this is helpful.